The Season 2 patch notes have finally landed, and guess what? We can capture this black boy here, this Night Roc owl, shall we say, in a game. And guess what? We've already done a massive live stream on it, and you can see what we did. It was a crazy journey. But today, what we're going to do is showcase what you guys are going to need to excel with this pair and what pairings it is going to go with. So stay tuned for all that information after this. Hello, yes, smash like, comment and subscribe for more daily videos of me, MrSneakyy, and we're here with the Night Roc, brand new in the game, and we finally caught it. We were lucky enough, honestly guys, we caught it on the very 5th capture. And what we've done, honestly, just for you guys, is done a special kind of 2-part video. This one's going to be all about the Night Roc owl, but I've done another video that's coming up later on, which is all about the new system, so you can kind of create the best pet that you can. So what we've got here is honestly the best setup that I believe that you guys can be running for your Night Roc. I'm going to explain everything with your attributes, the skills, and the main one, the pairings, right? So here we go, the Night Roc, the new one, and you can see we've been rolling it. So we re-rolled this 175 plus times to eventually get this, and even though we actually got this within the first, I think, 150. We kept rolling just to see if we can get it any better, right? So what we're going to go down is the main skill. What is the main skill of the Night Roc? And it is a very powerful skill for players. So it is an attack range medium, meaning it is available for basically anyone that wants to do this style of ability, meaning archers and potentially even cavalry players. That is correct, because it is got further range, meaning they can activate it. So the Legion normal attack crit rate will increase for 7 seconds. This is increased by the luck attribute. Your normal attacks also have a 30% chance to deal additional damage, and this damage factor is, as you can see, 23.82 at the moment because of how mine is currently leveled up. This is going to obviously change depending on your stat above again. So how is this pet? This pet is honestly, guys, amazing. It is amazing. This is going to be, I think, one of the go-to pets, like we've been saying with the Venomous. I think you're going to want to build this Night Roc and the Venomous Lizard and then the Sapphire Phaedric as 3 of the go-tos, as well as that even an Ice Lizard as pets in the game. The reason why this pet, honestly, I have already figured out the best skill setup for this pet. And the way we're going to go through the skills is, as you can see, this is the way you're going to build it, apart from the last 3 slots, which we're going to showcase in a moment. So with the skills, what you're going to go for, obviously, you're going to need Ravage in this. Hopefully, you can find a 1-star Ravage before you start building the pet. If you can do that, you're going to do so much. Just remember, I've done this for video purposes, so you guys can see what skills you need a lot easier. So you're going to need Ravage on your pet, and then you're going to want Forceful Ravage to increase the amount of damage dealt by 4.62%. This is increased by your strength. So with this, what we're going to want as well to follow up is Fierce Attack. We're on a strength base. You guys know what this does. 47% chance to deal a massive damage factor with Super Fierce Attack, which increases that percentage chance of happening, so we get more, obviously, hopeful triggers of this. Then what we've got is Tooth and Claw. And Tooth and Claw is going to make sense once you see the last 3 skills for this pet. Because with this, the physical skill damage by this pet is going to be increased by 3.52 damage. And as you can see, all of this is physical based damage that we are relying on right now. And if you look on our current setup, we will have 2 luck on our setup with 3 strength-based skills, meaning you can't get any more strength-based skills on this. So what do you do for the next 3 skills? And my answer is we go to the agility tree. And what we're going to do is pretty simple. You're going to want to earn and unlock the main setup on screen. You're going to want Chain Strike, then you're going to want Wild Chain Strike, and a Steadfast Chain Strike. So this is going to allow you to basically pump out even more damage and increase potentially the amount of healing received from all of these skills, which is amazing for this war pet. And then by doing that, as you can see, all 3 of these skills are agility based, meaning, as you can imagine now, with the skills here, you're going to want strength, agility, and luck for your main 3 attributes for this war pet. And that is going to be, honestly, the best, I believe, build for the Night Roc. Because the way the Night Roc wants to be built and used is all about keep sustaining as many normal type damage triggers as you can, basically, and just dealing good consistent damage. So you have a 30% chance of dealing a nice 23.82, which is going to scale. You've got Fierce Attack, which is dealing 55.71, which is also going to scale. And then you also going to have in the green slot, which I obviously don't have at the moment, Chain Strike. Here in the empty slot, you're going to have the Wild Chain Strike. And in the very last slot, I would always recommend Steadfast Chain Strike. But if you really wanted to and you don't want to grab that actual skill, you can go down, and as you can see, there is a luck-based skill. Meaning you can change from Steadfast, the Steadfast Chain Strike, and choose Super Ravage, which will give you an additional damage trigger chance. Meaning, if you do get that 23.82, you might have a chance of doing it again. So if you really wanted to do even more damage, you could choose Super Ravage, and you could ignore that Steadfast Chain Strike. And that will still work, because you'll have 3 luck, 2 agility, and 3 strength on that pet. So now it's going to come to what pairings. What pairings are we going to be using for this monster of a pet? Because it is honestly one of the best pets in the game. And straight away, as anyone can imagine, this pet is definitely built for Syndreon. So if you want to put it on Syndreon, you are not wrong. So if you want to run Syndreon and Freygar with that super hyper DPS build, this is going to even pump out even more damage, guys, than it already did. But you can also do this with any of the archers that use Syndreon. I'm not going to lie. So if you're going to be using Kanara Syndreon, well, the Kanara can still use the Night Owl on her, because obviously the Syndreon is going to do all of these insane rapid fire triggers, which is going to trigger the Night Owl potentially more often because of that rapid fire. And everyone does love this combo too. I would also, again, you can recommend this for people that are bigger spenders that do love that Kanara and Husk combo. Remember, if you want to do this, I only recommend it for those players with Husk with the maximum awakened Husk. If you've got 5111 Husk, I wouldn't recommend this build. But yes, those are the archers. But again, we can keep going. I do believe potentially, even in the future, someone like Forendel and Bakshi could use this. This is, again, normal attack damage, which is going to basically allow them to hit the Cowardice trigger. You know, you could obviously use the Berserker Phaedrake on them, or you could even put this on, again, like Emry's. Like any of the Spring Warden ranged cavalry combos, as you can imagine, is going to love this pet. I'm not going to lie. Even if you're going to use something like the Fear and Forendel, this is going to, again, give you more sustained damage potentially, instead of the Berserker Phaedrake with the burst potential from that, right? So these are just potentials, right? Hypotheticals on the cavalry that I'm only just suggesting that you might want to try out in the Season 2+. But this owl is definitely built for the archers. Obviously, if you don't have Syndreon and you're in Season 1, you can still use this on your Nico and Kanara, and even on that Guanwin. They're going to love this, especially Guanwin, which is going to increase all the damage dealt by 10% because of her passive preemptive strike. Really, really good little hero to put with this pet too. So if you want to try it out, those are the pairings that you're going to need for that Night Roc, guys. And honestly, that is it. I have done so much. We've grinded and honestly hit this pet on the 5th term. And we finally built it up. And we spent, honestly, if you're wondering how many coins I spent in order to get this pet, how you can see it right now, I did probably average between 2,000 to about 2,500 coins. And that was coins I saved up from the shop, as well as the skills saved up that I sold later down the line. And then obviously kept re-rolling and using these skills in the order you can see. So that is it. As you can see, all I need to do, guys, to finish my pet is get the chain strike combo, and I am going to be happy as days. If you're wondering what to do if you're in this situation like I am, where you've got triple strength and double luck, the best thing to do is use Great Care and Bolt from Blue. These are just skills to fill out these slots, just as a little helpful tip. And it won't break any of your other skills, and you can just get rid of them, obviously, for the other 3 skills we were talking about later down the line. So that is it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. The Night Roc Owl Guide here first on the channel. I hope you've enjoyed it. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, and peace out.